Well, I hope you guys are ready for a big mess of me spending a lot of time off camera building stuff. Hello everybody, this is Frogman. Welcome back to Satisfactory. Last episode we finished up with a somewhat probably all over the place episode getting steel ingots produced, and we're back over at the factory currently because I wanted to sit down and kind of clean things up and do a little bit of work since we got a little bit of technology. Plus I really needed to get a few things done in the main base before we started playing around with the steel stuff a little bit. So first thing I want to go do is I want to go into the MAM now that we have some other things to go, and let's see if we can't get a couple of things done here. We researched some of the stuff here, and what I was kind of wanting to do especially is I want to get the Power Pole Mark IIs done because these will come in handy for stuff later on. They'll allow us to have more connections per pole, so of course we want something simple and easy like that. Now, while we're standing at it over here at the hub, I want to also kind of check a couple of things out. So what we want to try to work for today, and this is my goal for today, is I want to try to work for this to get it unlocked so that we can get minor Mark IIs so I can start really making lots of material in this base. Again, we have a lot of iron and a lot of copper and a lot of things around this base, but we're being limited by the ability for us to be able to mine it out of the ground. So what this tier is going to get us is the minor Mark IIs, encased industrial beams, stators, motors, all kinds of fun things. Plus it's going to get us the logistics Mark III, which will give us the larger industrial storage Mark III conveyor belts, which are my favorite conveyor belts all the way through the whole thing. They're the cheapest, bestest conveyor belts, and they pass a lot of... We'll spend a lot of time with this technology. Let me just put it like that. Plus, it'll also get us the stackable pipeline supports, which are fantastic. They're very handy, and they'll give us a little bit more ability to be able to work with a few things. So what I want to do today, if at all possible, is I want to unlock this and this. Now, there's going to be a bunch of back and forth and talking because the next step is the fact that I have been very busy building in the base, and I'm trying not to kind of show it just yet, but it has massively expanded. So let's jump up here and we'll take a look at it. I think last time you guys were here, or we were back, I showed you that we had made just a few more of the plate pressing machines. I've since done a little bit more goofing around. This is kind of the way things work and how things tend to happen around here. So as you get more and more resources, you can grow and grow and grow, kind of exponentially is the way things go. So again, we're making entire side here. This entire side is nothing but iron for plates. So iron for plates, then the plates are being turned into the regular, whatever these things called. Hey, give me my thing. These right here. So reinforced iron plates. We're making about 67 reinforced iron plates per minute, and that's mainly because of the fact that these... Can you hit the right button? No, I can't ever hit the right button. These are our fastest transport belt at this current point in time. So because of that, right over there we're making about 67 of those. We're using the special recipe where we're using copper wire and iron plates, which is the stitched iron plate recipe. So because of that, I needed to take almost all of these smelters right here. I think we're taking 8 of them, and we're using them to do nothing but make copper wire back there. And all of that copper wire, however many of those, I think there's 16 of them, are getting pumped into all of those assemblers. So just so we can do that. Now we've got more than plenty of that kind of stuff. It's beautiful. It's amazing because that means now I really do not like these things. They're incredibly expensive as far as the level of tech that you're playing with, if you think about it, because it requires a machine. Well, in order to make those, it requires 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different machines just to get those belts, and then you still have to make them in assembler, and they're a very slow process. So once you get to that point, it's kind of terrible. So let's see. Let's go over here real quick, and then we'll look at the other half. Also is kind of one of those things I wanted to keep forgetting to mention is the bowl has grown. We've expanded it. We're up to the majority of at least tier 2 level stuff all the way around, and we're working on that tier 3 level back there here fairly soon. There are going to be sections in the middle like this on all 4 sides that are going to be the transport belts to where they can come back to the main storage underneath here. And if we need to bring things up and back from, like, say, one level to another, like, say, if we have to bring something from, like, this tier up to the back tier, then we can shove it in that and run it up that direction if we need to. So it's definitely growing, and it's definitely getting getting to the size I was expecting it to be. Although I don't think past that line, we're probably going to do one more, and that's going to be manufacturers. So unless we have anything else special we need to do. In this corner right here, because we're not quite utilizing all of the copper wire over there to do all of that, I just took some of the last 4 of these right here and separated them off, and we're making copper cable, this stuff, that cable right there, and that is being then shoved back into the system. This is going to get a lot bigger eventually, which is why we have a bunch of smelters down here. They're kind of weird because they're not fully loading in. The smelters right here, we're eventually going to be using those to make a whole lot of those, because when we unlock those motors, we're going to need a lot of copper cable. And that's going to end up happening over there. Let's see. Can I get down without hurting myself? No, did not hurt myself. Over on this wall, over here, we're making a little bit more copper work. We're doing some more copper smelting, and we're turning those into the copper sheets. Copper sheets are then being sent up to those 2 assemblers up there that are making AI limiters. We're actually automating AI limiters. We're not doing them very fast, but since we unlocked it last episode, I figured we might as well. So that means AI limiters. AI limiters require quick wire, which quick wire, if you notice, is coming from all the way over there, which was kind of a dumb idea. Should have probably just brought it in underneath. There's been a lot of work and a lot of changes, so quick wire is being brought in via truck from over there. So we have a truck station there and a truck station, I think it's right there, one of the ones right down there, and that little tractor's going over and getting us quick wire and bringing it back. We're gonna have to talk about that because I'm gonna have to hand feed things for a little while as well. Let's go check on this. Well, since it dinged at us, so we can uncheck it and see if there's anything we can do. Thank you very much. Power pole Mark II is beautiful. We'll look at those in just a second. Let's go to this side of the base, since I can get up here. All right, since we, ooh, hey, there's a hole down there. Why have you got a hole? Fix hole. Thank you. Don't do that. That's terrible. Yes, the ground is coming in a few places, and no, I'm not worried about it. I think it looks kind of cool, actually, like somebody hasn't been cleaning and sweeping the floor kind of thing. So on this side over here, we have taken 8 of these? Eight of these smelters here, and they're being used to make as much iron rod as we possibly can. I think there's 16 iron rod makers back there that are being split into 10 assemblers for modular machine frames, and also into the rotors. Now the rotors were kind of fun because, again, belt technology. We're kind of sucking on belt technology, so we'll have to kind of take a look at that real quick. But because I'm making so many of those plates over there, we could actually, I think the number was like 20 of these we could technically support with the amount of plates that are being made over there. I think, where is the button? Hit the button. Modular machine frame, modular frames. It's, yeah, 3 per, so theoretically we could have pretty well taken care of quite a bit of that. So, but instead we just put 10 of them down, so we're making 10 rotors, plenty of modular machine frames. They're all backed up, ready to go. I keep calling machine frames. This is not Minecraft. Modular frames. On this wall over here, again, we've got a bunch of iron smelters that are smelting up iron into iron ingots that are being then made into screws. So we're taking that pile of screw makers all the way down there and shoving them immediately into 6 assemblers so that we can make rotors. The rods and whatnot are coming from the other half of that rod system over there, and we're making everything that we can automate at this point pretty much being automated. So everything we can automate at this point is automated. Now these are going to be kind of a little wonky, and again, I haven't quite got this side built, but don't fall in. I want to leave this open so I can kind of show what we're doing. So a lot of this stuff in here, excuse me, The power is now broadcast from the center of the base outwards in every single arm. And I think in between episodes, I unlocked the double wall outlet, at least for that, or unlocked it. I bought it out of the Awesome Shop so that we can push power through the walls. And then we can basically kind of make power a little bit nicer and a little bit cleaner. So it's just basically following its way all the way up to the end. Yes, I know, where is this one? This is the second one. Those are too tall. We're just gonna have to fix this. I have to build the rest of this backside yet, because this is the side where we're gonna have a lot of fun building some of the other machines that we don't currently have. But I wanted to kind of come over here and show the fun stuff that was making these things work. Because of the recipe that we're using, we need 100 screws per minute per rotor to be able to make this work, or I should say per minute per whatever. 100 screws per minute, which means that using the new recipe that we got an episode or two ago, whichever one that was, where the cast screws, each one of these can make 50 screws per minute. So that means what we do is we take two of them, we merge them together, and we shove straight into the machine. So there's not going to be any merging of anything down there. Because of the way that worked, all I needed was 150 iron to make, what was it, 600 screws? And the other recipe is considerably worse than that. So it's kind of a show on this part where when you start getting alternate recipes, start using them, because this is a fantastic way to make a lot of screws. And I think the only one that's going to get much better than that is going to be the steel screw recipe, which is even better, especially once we get to a few things. But yeah, it's just kind of one of those that worked out really well. And of course, the reason why there are 6 here is because we're only making 120 belt of the rods, the iron rods. So 6, and that's kind of the way that all works. Anyhow, that should catch us all up out here. Let's go under the base, because there's some other things to look at. Okay, so as I stated, we're bringing in a little bit of stuff. So I've got a truck station right here that is going to be storing up the copper wire, Caterium, that is coming. Caterium, come on, you can't even speak correctly. This is quick wire. Everybody, this is gold wire. It's called quick wire, and it's coming from over there. We were already making it, so we have a truck bringing it over and delivering it and doing all the wonderful fun stuff with it. We go around the corner over here. We have a few more truck stations. I figured what I would do under here, since this specific shelf right here is just tall enough, that we'll make a kind of a truck garage down here, and we're going to start accumulating some of the stuff from other areas. This one is hauling in iron ore, which I shouldn't really be doing, but I'm doing it anyway, from a location way over here, which the other kind of okay, I'm not going to say it's an okay starting point, but on the top of that hill right over there are 4 pure iron nodes, normal or 2 limestone nodes, and an impure copper node all over there. So I figured we were getting a little short on iron, so I sent a truck over there to go take care of that problem. And it's basically, there's 2 pure iron nodes that are right there at the base of that hill, and all it's doing is going over there and picking up the ores and bringing it back. Normally what I would do at that point is I would bring the smelted ingots back, but since I already had all the smelters built up over here, I figured we'd just bring it back. There's enough room for 3 things over here, so when we do decide we want to maybe pull in some of that limestone, or when I do decide I'm going to go get that impure copper node, which sucks because it is impure, we'll have a place to bring it in. Now the impure copper node, we should at least still be able to get 120 out of that once we get the better miners, so I'm not really worried about it. Anyhow, pretty much the rest of it has been me just kind of cleaning things up and making things pretty and designing some more stuff and getting some things going. There's not any copper being produced over here currently. That's going to probably wait until we can actually get a couple of things done. And here I go cutting holes in my walls that I shouldn't probably do, but whatever. We still need to work on entrances on all 4 sides. We still need to do a bunch of fun stuff as far as making things pretty. But at least for now, I have a definite idea of what I want to do with this base, and we're going to continue to make it look better as we go. So we need to unlock some more stuff out of the Awesome Shop to make it look a bit prettier, but hey, it's just the way things are going to work. So now that we've rambled on for half the episode talking about all the work that I've done, I want to get steel worked out. We need to get steel plates, steel beams, and steel pipes built. So our numbers that we had prior to, or at least back before we started this mess, we need a production, a foundry. Let's take a look at a foundry really quickly. See, in here, what we're going to be making, I believe, is we have 120 of everything, correct? 120 divided by 45 is 2.6. So 2.6 times 45 is going to be how much stuff we have. So can I have my button, please? 2.6 times 45 is going to be 117-ish, generally thingy wonderful. It should be in and out the same. So we should be making 120 belt anyway, right? Go ahead, autosave. We'll be fine. So we'll be making, it's in and out the same. So yeah, it should be 120 in and out as well. So 120 in and out. Math is wonderful this morning. 120 in and out. We're going to need mostly at this point early to make steel pipe. We're going to probably take and make one of these, which means half of that 120 is going to be steel beams, and then the other half is going to be whatever's left is going to be steel pipe. So we'll be 2 steel pipe machines, 1 steel beam machine, and we're going to have to kind of let that idle and run because that's all the steel we have capable of making. I mean, I could go find some more coal, we could do a few things, and we can go from there. So let's see, can we make enough of those? I just need 3 machines, I guess. We're clear over here. Amazing. Awesome. Okay, cool. So we can run back over to the steel section and get those built and start programming them and making things happen. So is there anything we can do over here while we're waiting? AI limiters, steel beams, alien organisms. I really don't want to do that. Let's get another, let's go do that real quick. I just want to get a couple of more things going while we're kind of playing around. Where are those guts parts thingies? Is that what I needed? How many of those do we need? I need 1 more. Okay, we need copper cable and those things down here. And then I need to really start building the way I want this thing to be built. So let's see. You need some of that. We're going to use a bunch to do this. And I have a storage of a bunch of junk back here to include our first purple slug and those. So let's do the quick thing here. I just want to make sure that I'm doing these while we're on camera today. So I want to get that done. Can't afford, no, I don't want to do that. I want this, and then I think that's going to be 3 of those. I should have done those before we did that. Grab some of that, put this away, and kind of clean up your inventory. So AI limiters are one of those things. Once I get those, I'm very happy to have them because of the fact that we can make smart splitters. And smart splitters, I know I probably haven't spoken about this just yet. We don't need them specifically in the project we're going to be playing with today. Yet, what's nice about a smart splitter is a smart splitter will allow you to decide what goes any which direction. So that means you can make a sorting system out of your junk that comes in if you feel like you want to make a sorting system out of anything. The problem with them specifically, that one of my favorite things is the fact that they're good about just saying, yeah, anything can go any direction that you want to. You can also do none or any undefined or overflow or whatever. My biggest issue in here is even with the next tier of splitter, the programmable splitter, I'm not allowed to split out percentages on any side. So what we're using them for mainly in the base now is to amount or count for overflow that is coming back to here. So what we'll have is we'll have a belt, like say, come in here this direction, and the belt will then plug into a smart splitter, which I will be able to say one side is going to be overflow, one side is going to be the main line headed to the rest of the factory. Hey, I need to fix that. And the overflow will be coming back to this spot up here. So that way we're not wasting our time trying to fill something up when we have something going on. So like, I think a good example of that right now is there's a smart splitter on the system that is working with this, but because this one, which one is it? This one is not full of AI limiters, we will not see any more quick wire come in. Now quick wire is not something we need a bunch of, so it doesn't really matter. Anyhow, can I make a truck? No. Let me get the parts together, and then we'll head over there. All right, put a tractor down since it's the wheels that we've got, and toss a little bit of fuel in that thing. Let's go. We shouldn't need anything here. So I wanted to actually test this out because I did kind of build a small amount of a road over here, although we're going to have to build a bigger one. So that's going to go around the corner. I'm going to have to build a bridge through here. Maybe. I guess it didn't really care. Maybe we don't. Alright, so we leave him sit. Now, I was running this through the awesome sink just for a little while to make sure that everything was functional, so we're good to go here. What we need to do again is we need to take and make 3 more machines. I've built this platform out specifically large because as we get more technology, we're going to be able to make more of this stuff. So I would like to be able to make it as big as possible. Thank you, ma'am, for the next thing of expanded tool belt, which means
tool belt has been expanded.
I got another one of those. Beautiful. Thank you. Alien organisms, do this one, please. Awesome. Oh, man, I'll have to do that when we get back. That's what I was hoping for. Is this right here, this medicinal inhaler. That medicinal inhaler is pretty simple, easy to make compared to the other ones. So once you get these all unlocked, there's another one right here that lives down in this area, and it's kind of expensive because it requires all of the things to make, so I'm not going to worry about it. I don't think we have anything in here on any of this. I need to go find some more sulfur. All right, quit getting sidetracked. Enough. Let's build some machines. I think we need to... Did we turn this the right direction? Doesn't really matter at this point. Let's do a 5 to... there. And then I need some splitters. So we'll do... like that. Yeah, is that nice and straight? Cool. All right. And then we can do a couple of more machines. This is going to be kind of one of those deals where this is going to be the short part of the episode because what I'm going to do is I'm going to build them, and then we're going to, well, basically what we're going to do is we're going to put them down for now, and then we're going to let them run for a little while, and I'll probably go try to build some more stuff and see what we can't do because, well, I got to have a couple of hundred of everything. Did that lay down incorrectly? Of course it did. It always does. Give me this. Point the right direction, please. I'm just going to do this too. This is going to be another one of those we're going to tear it all completely apart and start over. But hook that to that, hook that to that. So you're going to be making steel pipes. You're going to be making steel pipes. You're going to be making steel beams. And you can have that steel. That's great. Wonderful. Yeah, get out of the machine. So I think we'll do here. Point that direction, make sure the line is straight. Did I not bring enough stuff? Utter failure some days. Utter failure. Anyhow, they're hooked up. Let me go ahead and make some let's make some power work here. Where's that pole right there? Can I bring you to about right here? That wouldn't be too terrible. Let's get them running at least. And then I'm going to steal some iron out of one of these and make some stuff. So I will see you guys when we get back. We needed a lot of stuff. 100, I think, of every piece. So this is going to have, well, 100, 200, 300. We'll probably not stop until we get at least 500 pieces of each one of the things. And then we're going to go unlock some more goodies. So I will see you guys in a little bit. Three normal nodes over here. Huh. We're still kind of screwing around, waiting a little bit, so I figured I'd run over here and say that I also built one of those over here so that we could get a little bit more power because we ran out. So over in this area, actually, if you're looking for the like primo supreme place to start and play this game, is right here in this valley kind of spot right here, because there's just a massive amount of good things, to include the crystal or the quartz, and lots of coal and iron and copper and sulfur and oil way over there. And I didn't want to take a picture, and a bunch of stuff. It's a really great place to start. There's lots of water, and so while I was waiting on some of this other stuff, we kind of ran out of power as we were building base back over there, so I built another power plant down in that hole. So once we get the upgrades that we need to be able to make the miners or the mines up there work at the capacity that I want them to work at, then we'll be able to do a little bit more work up here, and so we'll kind of expand. So just figured I'd show you guys that at least, or say, so we knew we had it going on. I'm kind of over here trying to maybe think about trying to get another slug, but this slug has a lot of friends. Lot of friends. Come on. Thank you. Give me one. Where did the other one go? Did I get them both at the same time? No? Okay, good deal. Can I get one more of you? Oh, he's over there. Hi. Die. Which one are you gonna pop? Come on. Where'd you go? Okay, come on. Let's get this over with. I want the slug. Oh, crap. We need all the power shards we can get, because we're gonna use them a lot. So, of course. Give me my ladder. Thank you. Now I can get him. All right, cool. Alrighty, I'm gonna take all of those for right now. And do we have at least a couple of hundred in here? We do. Excellent. So that's pretty much what I wanted for the moment. Let's run back over to the base, and we're gonna deal with, can I just get down here, please? It's easier than trying to run down the hill. I don't care if I hurt myself. We need to get back over here and turn those in, so let me get my little transportation thing going on here. And then we can do a little bit more work and go. Alrighty then, industrial advance. Which one's gonna take less time? I think we're gonna go ahead and do that one because I do have a little bit of stuff, so we need some more rotors. I should have a few of those little, come on, encased industrial beams. Hang on. I have 72. Beautiful. Awesome. So that means we can kind of play around with some stuff there. All right, we needed some rotors. I love the fact that these are all full of stuff, and they will fill right back up. It's amazing. How much do we need for the other one? Rotors, wires, things, stuff. Let's turn in the second one first, I think, which is going to be on this side. I want to turn in this one first. I still didn't get enough rotors. Oh, crap. We'll turn in this one then. Let's turn in this one. So, boop, 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 boop. Do all that. Thank you.
Milestone reached. Logistics can be improved with a larger storage container and enhanced conveyor belt efficiency.
I miss these things so much. Just miss those so much. Aside from the fact that they're gigantic, I mean, they're great. I believe they're as big, or there should be twice as big. Twice as big. Twice as big plus a row. No, twice as big. Twice as big as one of these in the same amount exact spot. So you stack them if you stack these the height that these would go, they're the exact same height basically, but the thing is they have 2 inputs and 2 outputs, which is fantastic. So let's go down here, and we need to go stock up on all of those parts because I need 200 rotors. Give me another stack of those. Actually, just give me the whole thing. And we have 4 minutes to kill. Alright, well that's something we can do. Let's do that. That'll get the medicinal inhaler. Just knocking a few of these out while we're waiting, so start. Cool. Now, that's one of those things that we really need to get to looking into, and actually I should not have done that. I need to do the next one as well. Where is the one I want? Alien organisms. This medicinal inhaler requires 100 of those. Let's get 100 of those, because I have no problems running around killing these aliens in order to be able to make something that will make our lives a little bit easier. So go ahead and do that. So the medicinal inhaler is something that we can use to be able to, I know we're kind of screwing around in between because we've got 5 minutes to wait on that pod to come back, but a medicinal inhaler, like a nutritional inhaler here, this one requires the mushrooms, the pale berries, the burl nuts, and mycelia to be able to work. When we get done doing this one right here, it's only gonna need this and this. So totally worth going out and getting after a bunch of stuff. So once that's done, again, we're kind of in between things here. Can't do anything with that, can't do anything upstairs. See, now we're stuck in a hole and we just kind of have to do things. So I will see you guys when one or the other or both get done. The analysis of the medicinal inhaler is incomplete. Please choose a new node to begin the recipe. Take a look at this recipe. This recipe is pretty stinking good. It's just alien organisms and mycelia. So it's 2 things that are simple and easy to farm. You don't have to run all over the place to do this. One of the reasons why we're over here is because there's a cave right over there that is full of mycelia. Plus every single one of these silly little orange and purple and blue and whatever these sticks that we've been cutting down, like that one that's right there, is full of mycelia. There's another cave that's over there that's full of mycelia. There's mycelia all over the place. And then all we have to do is go hunt our neighbors I wish with this, and then we can get all of the alien organs we need. So actually, it's kind of one of the reasons why I tend to hang on to them for a while, so that we can make these. Now, what I love about, and we're going to touch on this before we do the next thing, go ahead and craft me 1 or 2 or 3 or however many we can go. Okay, cool. Is that those, I'm not going to waste one right now, but they will replenish your health in 1 use from all the way down to 0 all the way up to the thing. And there are a few things that are kind of handy about them as far as other deals. Again, it's a whole lot easier to farm this kind of stuff, than it is to play around and mess around with other things. So all of this mycelia, pretty much almost all of that we have right now, came from all of the stuff that we cut down locally. I don't think I've harvested a single mushroom yet, or at least a mycelia mushroom. Now, next thing to turn in is all of this, because I want the advanced steel production. Gimme.
Milestone reached. Logistics can be improved with a larger storage container, enhanced conveyor belt efficiency, as well as the ability to store excess power for later use.
Where did the pod
An
go?
additional project part can now be constructed.
Awesome.
Further progress to the next phase is now possible.
Yes, it is. That means all of those things in the upper left-hand corner, right-hand corner, excuse me, are things we're going to start automating in the next episode. I'm going to go run around and do a little bit of updating on process lines as far as adding steel into the thing, and we're going to build some other fun stuff. I'm going to put some minor Mark 3s down, but next episode we're going to start working on those things. So I will see you all later. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.